What's up, guys? Vernon Sims here for another Sims 4 speed build. Today we are doing Cynthia Bailey's house. She is an actress, she is a model, and she is a castmate on Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is a part of my video series where I'm doing the Real Housewives of Atlanta's homes. We're doing like an inspiration of their homes, okay? Because, as you know, in The Sims 4, there are restrictions. We can't do everything exactly how it is in real life. So I tried to replicate her house as best as I could, and here it is, as you can see. It's funny because Cynthia Bailey's house is my least favorite out of all the women's homes. I just don't like the way it's built. I don't like the style of it. It looks cheap on the outside, but the inside is gorgeous. The inside is fabulous. But it's weird because the Sims 4 version I actually like. I actually love this version. Maybe that's because of the restrictions. Because if there were no restrictions and I could do everything to the T, I wouldn't like it either in the game. But Cynthia Bailey, she's a model. Honestly, I didn't know who she was until I started watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta, honestly. I mean, I never really was into the modeling world anyway like that. But I don't think she was ever really like a supermodel, quote unquote. But she was definitely like a big model, but not a supermodel, especially in the African American community. The top models you hear about are, Tyra Banks, Iman, Naomi Campbell. Those are the models, the supermodels you hear about first when you're growing up. Growing up, I never really heard of Cynthia Bailey, but she had her heyday, and she was big in her own right. Make no mistake about it. But anyway, she's a castmate on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and some would say she's very soft-spoken in comparison to the other ladies. The other ladies are very fierce, very high-strung, very opinionated, very outspoken. Cynthia Bailey is more on the poised side of things, and she's more on the classy side, if you will. Recently, she's gotten a little outspoken. You can only put up with so much dealing with a lot of female force energy. When you're around a lot of females, there's a lot of cattiness going on, so Cynthia, her skin has toughened up, I would say. I've been watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta ever since season 1, so I'm a big fan. I've watched virtually every episode, so I keep up with the show pretty frequently. And tonight actually is the season finale, part 3 of the latest season, so we won't be seeing the Real Housewives of Atlanta for a while, not until next season at least. So I had fun, honestly, building this. I will say I am tired of building big homes. It's very stressful. It's very exhausting. It's so much space to fill, so much interior design to do. Oh, I just want to do a small house. I just want to do a tiny house and be done with it. So it's so stressful. Oh my gosh, it's so time consuming. It took me 3 days to do this house. I would take a break, start back, take a break, start back, take a break. And each video was like an hour and some change long, and of course I had to speed it up to dim it down. But I really do like in the game, I like the brick mixture with the other material. I like the two different colors. It's a really great contrast. This living room and kitchen is combined together. It's huge. Oh my gosh, it's so huge. Again, so much space to fill, so much pressure to fill all that space. My gosh, look at all that counter space. My god. Oh, it was a lot. I mean, I love big homes, I love fancy mansions, but it is a lot to build. It is a lot to do in The Sims 4. I'm gonna start doing tiny homes because look, I just want to build a nice foundation, a nice home with nice interior. It doesn't have to be a lot of stuff going on. So this is a 2-story. It's 4 bedrooms and 4 baths. One of the bedrooms has 2 beds in it. We'll make that like a kid room, like 2 of the youngest kids, can stay in that room. Of course, the interior that you see here is nothing like Cynthia Bailey's real house, okay? I don't know what her interior looks like. I'm not a creep like that. She actually has pretty extensive photos of the interior of her home, but I didn't feel like, replicating the photos. That's that's doing a little bit too much. I didn't have time for that. I just wanted to decorate the interior to my liking, and the exterior, yeah, I wanted to replicate that as much as possible. But yeah, it's 2 stories, 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, a 2-car garage, and yeah, the living room and kitchen, I mixed 2 different colors with the same material. As you can see, one is sky blue, the other one is black. I thought that was a nice little contrast with the hardwood floor. It's really cool. It's just something different. I've never done it before, so I thought it'd be really cool to try it out and do it. And it goes, I feel, with the furniture in the living room and the furniture in the kitchen as well. It bounces off really nicely, really well. It's a great meeting space, you know, to have company over, and it flows very naturally into the kitchen. Ooh, that kitchen is huge. Oh my gosh, the kitchen is so huge. At first, I was going to do these brown doors here, as you can see, but these doors looked really cheap. They looked really janky, and that's not of Cynthia Bailey status, so I had to change those. I changed those eventually. I changed all those doors to white, fancy interior doors. But there's 1 bedroom on the bottom level, and then the rest of the bedrooms are on the upper level. And of course, the name of her estate is called Lake Bailey. That's what she calls it. Every housewife has named like their home. You know, Kenya Moore is Moore Manor. Sheree Whitfield's is Chateau Sheree. I don't think Nene Leakes has a name for her house. But Cynthia Bailey's, her house name is Lake Bailey. And it's called Lake Bailey because in real life, there's a lake behind her. It's like in her backyard. It's really cool. It's a real lake. It's not like on her land, but it just so happens to flow right off of her backyard, which is really nice. I just really wish she gave her house a facelift on the exterior, because it's I don't like it, you guys. It's hideous. If you haven't seen it, it's unbalanced. It's just not. It looks like something from ironically a video game. Ironically, The Sims 4. We'll give it some credit because The Sims 4 is more realistic. But her house looks like something from like a video game from the 90s. You know, where the graphics weren't all that great. Her house, it just looks so basic on the outside. I don't know. It was a major downgrade, in my opinion, from her last home. Her last home was extravagant. It was really nice. It was balanced well. I think she shared the house with her ex-husband, Peter Thomas, and it balanced so well. It was really nice. It was like 3 stories. It was like a nice sized porch. It was really nice. And then when she got the divorce from Peter Thompson, she moved into this house somewhere in Atlanta near a lake. And I'm just like, what? I'm like, this home is so hideous on the outside. On the outside, it's hideous. If you liked balance and symmetry, you wouldn't like this house. I'm a big fan of balance, symmetry. Stuff has to make sense, and the outside of her house don't make no sense. Okay, and it's just really funny how in the game I like the house, but but her house is ugly. It's really ugly. Honestly, the house in the game, it's too bulky. You know, it's too big. It's too bulky. I don't like that part about it. But everything else I actually do like about it. In the backyard, I don't know if you can see, I built a little, pond or fountain, I guess is what it technically is in the game. But, we'll make it a pond, and I put some trees around it, just like in real life. She's got trees in her backyard. I put some trees all around the pond in the game, and I also, put plants all around the fountain area, just to make it feel and look like a pond, or a lake rather. And then there's no balcony in real life in her backyard, but I put a balcony back there. You'll see it a little later here, which I thought was really, really cool, because I put it right in front of the lake, which is really nice. You can go to that balcony, grill out, sit down, watch the beautiful lake. I thought that was awesome. I played around with the terrain in this game. It's a little it's a little deep in the front of the house, just to give it some some character, and then it's some hills in the backyard, and then the lake is right behind that. As you can see it right now. But yeah, I thought that was I added great characteristics to the house, and it just made it a little different, because who wants a house that's just on the flat land? That's boring. After a while, you build a lot of homes like that, it just gets boring. You just want to play around you want to play around with the terrain and do some things differently. Plus, I tried to replicate, of course, in real life what her property is really like, and in real life, Cynthia Bailey's home in the front yard, it's kind of on a hill and it dips down a little bit. If you Google image search her home, you'll see what I'm talking about. One thing that I did do in the game that's not in real life to her house is on the side here. As you can see, I turned these. I don't even know how to explain it. I don't even know how to put it in words. But I created, I created like a three wall, like I don't even know what you call it. You see it there. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. The part that sticks out there. You see that part that sticks out there? Yeah, that's not in real life. That's not in her home. That doesn't happen. I decided to do that because it just looked really plain. It just looked like a box. And I had to change it up because in real life her house really is like a box and it's just so ugly. But I did that just to give it some character and to make it look interesting, because just a box, it just looks, but it is what it is. That's the beauty of the game. You can still do what you want to do regardless. But lately I've been doing these replicas of homes of the Real Housewives of Atlanta as best as I can, of course. And yeah, that's pretty much the way it is. Cynthia Bailey, she has one daughter, one kid, that's it. But of course, I build this is like a 4-bedroom house. I don't know how many bedrooms and how many baths Cynthia Bailey has in her real house. I never looked that up. When I'm building the homes of these people, all I'm doing is just Google searching their home, Google image searching their home, and I just go from there. I don't dive into how many bedrooms they got and all that stuff. I don't do all that because I don't even think they disclose that information anyway. It's a little creepy, you don't want anybody spying on you and things like that in real life. So I'm pretty sure that's why they don't do that. But yeah. So this is the patio that I was telling you guys about. Really cool, really nice view of the lake there. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. That's all I've got to say about Cynthia Bailey's Lake Bailey. I hope you guys have enjoyed this speed build. I hope it gives you some inspiration. You can download this house in a gallery. Look in the description of the video to find the information on that. And I will catch you guys on the next speed build. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys later. Bye.